Hey guys, welcome to episode 7 of Quickfreeze Versus. Today I'm going to be playing a game based on the 2000 direct-to-video animated movie Batman Return of the Joker, featuring Kevin Conroy as Bruce Wayne and Mark Hamill as the Joker. Now, this episode was a request to me by two YouTubers, their first being Kamehamegamer. I apologize if I get your name wrong. And the other one is Kinectaddict. Now, Batman Beyond, also known as Batman of the Future, is an Emmy Award-winning animated TV show created by Warner Bros. In collaboration with DC Comics. Terry McGinnis stars as the new Batman in a futuristic Gotham City under the watchful eye of Bruce Wayne, now retired from being Batman. Now, this series ran from January 10th of 1999 to May 18th of 2002, giving us 52 episodes and one feature film under its cowl. Now, Batman Beyond has also had many crossovers, such as the short-lived TV show The Zeta Project and the most popular Justice League Unlimited. The series of Batman Beyond explored a darker side of the Batman legacy, playing on elements such as emotions, personal relations, the fear of the unknown, technological malfunctions, and the disturbing elements of the character of Bruce Wayne. It is also the first Batman series to portray the hero as a teenager. This new series also brought forth a whole new gallery of villains, such as the Punishing Armory, the Mystical Spellbinder, the Sound-Wielding Shriek, a gang of Joker wannabes calling themselves the Jokers, and finally, Derek Powers, who is basically the Lex Luthor of the future Gotham City. Besides the Joker, only one of the classic Batman villains returns, Mr. Freeze. So, let's get started and see if I can beat this game, Batman Beyond Return of the Joker, for the Nintendo 64. Now, if you haven't seen this show before, let me explain the rules on how I do this. I'm allowing myself 10 continues to beat this game. If for any reason I have to go over 10 continues, then I have failed to beat this game. So, in aspects, Batman Beyond has defeated me. So, like I said, let's get started, and I hope you guys enjoy. Okay, so this is Batman Beyond Return of the Joker for the Nintendo 64. We get two difficulty settings. We get normal and hard. I'm going to pick normal just because I'm playing it for the first time. And this brings us into a suit selection screen. This is kind of like a character select screen for any fighting game, but with suits. And each suit has its own powers and abilities, but I'm going to go with the normal one. I will go into detail on the other suits a little later on. Stage 1 is Gotham Air and Space. This is the scene in the movie where the Jokers are stealing the scientific equipment needed to build the giant ray beam ready to destroy Gotham. Now, before you actually begin playing, you are given a lot of text, and this is how the game delivers the story, and it does it very well. Here you see Batman talking with the old Bruce Wayne. This is used to give the player a few tips for each level, such as breaking boxes for items. Now, as you play through the game, you'll realize that this is a basic beat-em-up game, but you do have various attacks. You can press the A button to kick, the B button to punch, the Z button to block, or the various C buttons for special attacks, depending on what suit you picked. I picked the normal suit, so my weapons are the Bat Disc, where I have 15 discs from the start, even though they're kinda useless. I have the Staff, which is good to hit when enemies are surrounding me, and the Nunchaku, where if I hold down the special button and charge it, it does a lot of damage. Here we are at the mid-stage boss, the construction worker. His only attack is really a spinning I-beam in the center of the room, and a crane that he drops down from above. but he's actually extremely easy. If you just walk up to him and button mash with your punch button, he'll go down with no problem. You can actually use that strategy on a lot of enemies in the game because they're fairly easy. But once you die, you are given a question asking if you want to continue or exit. If you hit continue, you start with full life at the exact spot where you died. The boss of stage 1 is a character called Bonk, a powerhouse of a clown, but he's actually quite easy. All you really have to do is run in, throw in a few punches, and then get away before he puts his shields up. A few attacks you do want to watch out for is his spinning kick. If you get hit by this, it does a massive amount of damage. But again, just keep following the strategy I told you, and he'll go down really easily. After you defeated Bonk, you find out that the Jokers have stolen the motherboard anyway, and run off. Batman tries to stop him, only to be knocked down and knocked unconscious. Just like the beginning of each stage, you are given a still image cutscene telling you the story of the game, once you complete each level. I think for the next stage, I'll try the Nimble suit. Stage 2 is the Wayne Enterprise building. This is the part of the movie where we are introduced to the Resurrect Joker, shocking the old Bruce Wayne. Now's a good time to describe the Nimble suit. This is a jump-oriented suit, which lets you jump higher and longer than your standard suit. If you press the kick button while moving, you'll perform a jump kick. If you press the jump button twice, you'll perform a double jump. If you jump and hold down the jump button, you'll perform a glide. But I didn't really need those abilities. The enemies do get tougher with longer health, but if you stick with the basic strategy, running up and mashing the punch button, you'll defeat these enemies no problem. The mid-stage boss is a mechanized golem. Now this guy is fairly tough, because he'll shoot up missiles at you which you want to dodge, and swing his massive arm, doing a lot of damage. What you want to do is follow the same strategy used for Bonk. Get in quick and then quickly dash away. This is the first part in the game where I found that the kick button was fairly useful. It may take you a few lives, but he will go down. The rest of stage 2, you have to fight an onslaught of enemies. The clowns are not really a problem, just run up to them and attack with your punch button. But the splicer enemies, this is when I actually had to use block for the first time. Just run in and attack and either block or run away and repeat the process until they're all defeated. You finally come face to face with the Joker, but instead of fighting him, he calls in the second stage boss. This is Wolf, a hyena-spliced human. Wolf will start the fight by shooting his quills at you. You want to get in quickly and mash with your punch button. I do recommend you block because he does do a lot of damage. From time to time, Wolf will jump around the room, but if you want to end the fight quickly, get in there and attack with your kick button. Keep doing this until he's finally dead. Just like stage 1, Joker's minions say they got the component they were looking for. But Joker reveals his real prize is the old Bruce Wayne himself. Joker then laughs, and then attempts to leave. Batman tries to follow him, but is stopped by a force field, ending the stage. I think for the next stage, I'll try the defensive suit because the game is getting a little bit harder. Stage 3 is the very famous Arkham Asylum. This is where the criminals of Gotham City were locked up when Bruce Wayne, when he was Batman, caught them. But now it's simply in ruins. Now let me describe the defensive suit. This is a powerful suit that gives Batman a shield which he can use to defend enemy attacks. The suit's abilities include a shield punch where if you press the special button while moving, you'll deliver a powerful blow. The other ability is a block, but this is a very special block. If you hold the special or crouch button, this block can defend against missiles, then lock on, and then punch afterward. The only bad thing I found about this suit is you move incredibly slow. Besides the clown and splicer enemies in this stage, level 3 delivers a wide range of environmental hazards, such as jumping over spikes, pipes that shoot out hot steam, and in this case, goblin faces that shoot out fire. Now once you get past these hazards, there's a new wave of hardcore enemies. Again, they're just mostly clowns and splicer enemies, but they have increased health, so you want to pay attention. And at this point, my life was getting pretty low, so I was using the block button as much as I possibly could. Once you reach the end of the stage, you once again come across the Joker. But instead of fighting him, he runs off and you have to fight his scarecrow minion, this one called Ghoul. Now my life was so low, I tried to avoid him as much as possible because I didn't want to die. Unfortunately, I did die, using up all my lives and using my first continue. Now once you do use up all your lives and you have to continue, you are forced to restart the entire stage all over again. So that's what I had to do. But in no time, I was able to make it back up to Ghoul. Now Ghoul's main attack is a single pumpkin missile. If you press the block button, this is no problem. But if you get close, he will kick you. What I found the best strategy is to use the defensive suit and get in close and use the shield punch. Sometimes he'll disappear and simply go in the center of the room to dodge the fire that fills it. When he reappears, get in close to finish off Ghoul with the same shield punch. If you follow this strategy, he will go down really easily. Once you beat the stage, Barbara Gordon reveals what happened between Batman and Joker. Robin went out scouting on his own and fell into a trap. When Batman and Batgirl realized this, they passed on every underworld connection, finding out what happened to Robin. Then one night, they were sent an invitation by the Joker to the ruins of Arkham Asylum. Joker had Robin. Batman and Batgirl were able to save him, but it was too late. Robin was never the same again, because his personality was changed into the Joker Jr. His personality, his mind, and his insanity were gone. Batman would blame himself because Tim Drake, or Robin, would never be the same again. This time I'll pick the last suit I haven't tried yet, the offensive suit. After hearing the tragic story of Tim Drake, once known as Robin, Batman heads to Tim Drake's laboratory, which is level 4, to learn more about his connection with the Joker. But once he gets there, Batman learns that Tim Drake was working for the Joker. All the components that were stolen from Wayne Industries was used to hijack a defense satellite and turn it into a laser. Now, unfortunately, I had to use 2 more continues because the controller I was using had an analog stick that was sticking to the right, which caused Batman to run without my control. And on these narrow pathways and obstacles, it was really hard to control Batman. So I had to use 2 more continues and use a new controller. And once I got a new controller, I found level 4 extremely easy. All it really is kind of like an obstacle course, with walls that try to push you into the pit, columns that come crashing down and try to crush you, and the other obstacle is narrow walkways, where you have to deal with, again, the pushing walls and the columns that come crashing down. But if you just take your time, you will get by these no problem. Now when you make it to the end of the obstacle course, you'll find this stage boss, which is basically a giant computer. And this is where the offensive suit really comes in handy, because it's all about attack. The offensive suit's abilities is a rolling kick, where if you press a special button, you'll do this. The other attack is a low kick, where if you press the crouching button close to an opponent, you'll do this kick. Now the computer has 2 basic laser attacks depending on where you are on the screen. If you are up close, the laser will shoot straight down, protecting the computer. What you want to do is get in close and do 2 kicks and then run away. Now if you're in the center of the room, the computer will shoot a single laser at you, which you can easily dodge. The computer itself has a lot of life, so this is a fight that's going to be very, very time consuming. But if you just follow the same strategy over and over again, you'll destroy the computer, grab the key, and exit the level without any loss of health. For the last and final stage, I think I'm going to go with the defensive suit just to play it safe. And this brings us to the Jolly Jack Candy Factory, the final hideout of the Joker, where he plans to use the giant satellite that he reprogrammed to destroy Gotham City. At the start of the stage, you'll notice that the clowns have gotten a lot more tougher. The smaller clown enemies now carry flamethrowers, and there are a lot more bigger muscular enemies. These enemies are much like Bonk from the first stage. What you want to do with them is follow the same strategy as you did with Bonk. Get in close, throw a few punches, and either block and then run away. Repeat this until they're defeated. Once you take care of all the clown minions, you meet Chucko. This is the mini-boss for stage 5. His main attack is the machine gun, but if you get in close and keep doing the shield punch, he should be no problem. His other attack is the bazooka, but this leaves him wide open. Just keep doing the shield punch, and he'll eventually give you the key. The next section is another obstacle course just like the one you had to go through for level 4. If you just stay high enough and jump over all the moving platforms, you'll dodge all the cannons shooting at you and the hot steam blowing out of the pipes. This section is really short, but if you have to, do take your time. In the next room, you'll come across the twin clowns DD. Now these girls are quite easy because as soon as you deliver one punch to them, they'll simply disappear. Now all you really have to do is just simply button mash the computer to release the key. Once you have this key, you can now face the Joker. Once you reach the main room, you discover Tim Drake lying unconscious on the ground. Then Tim gets off the ground in a complete daze, not knowing where he is or who he is. All of a sudden, Tim Drake screams in agony and transforms into the Joker to Batman's surprise. Joker then explains that he put himself into the brain of Tim Drake years ago when he kidnapped him. Joker starts the fight with a laugh. Now this happens to be the most easiest and most pathetic boss in the entire game. All you really have to do is get up close to him and keep doing your shield punch. Joker's only attack is a single gun, and from time to time he'll call down the laser beam to strike at Batman, but it'll never hit you. Just keep pounding on him until he's dead. With the Joker defeated, the laser beam stops attacking Gotham. Barbara Gordon tells Tim Drake that the Nightly News reported him as helping out to put an end to the Joker. Tim then thanks Terry and says Bruce couldn't have chosen anyone better to put on the mask. And that is the end of Batman Beyond: Return of the Joker as Batman flies off into Gotham City. Okay, there you have it. I was able to beat Batman Beyond: Return of the Joker for the Nintendo 64 with only using 3 continues. My final thought of this game was simply way too short. It only gave you 5 levels. And for me personally, it really only took me roughly 2 hours to beat this game on the normal setting. The basic beat-em-up style was just broken down to a simple button mashing of the punch button. The only thing I truly enjoyed about this game is it followed the movie pretty well through the cutscenes and the text dialogue. But with that, I don't really recommend this game to anyone at all. But if you have the need to play this game for any reason, play this game on the hard difficulty setting because hopefully that will give you a challenge, because just playing on normal was just simply ridiculous. It only took me like 2 hours. Anyway, that is episode 7 of Quickfreeze Versus. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will be posting a list of all my superhero games that I own. So if you guys want to request a game, please do so. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe if you liked what you saw. And I'm just going to end it here by saying I'm Quickfreeze from Quickfreeze's Game Room, and I'm here to bring gamers together one game at a time.